Hello everyone, this is Dr. Ranjana Dureja. Today we are discussing about job evaluation. So job evaluation is a systematic process of defining the relative worth of a given job. Now what is relative worth? Relative worth means why you are giving somebody extra payment, why you are giving somebody less payment. So why there is a comparison and why there is a difference in the payment or the pay packages that we can identify through identifying the relative worth of a given job. And basically for identifying relative worth of a given job, we have to understand what is compensable factor. The compensable factors are the factors which are pay related factors, or the factors by which organization are paying to their employees. For example, skill, for example, competencies, for example, the kind of effort they are putting, and in turn of their effort, skill or competency, what organization are giving to them in the form of compensation is basically a compensable factor. Now, if we need to determine the pay rates, we have to understand what is employee compensation. Employee compensation is any kind of financial or non-financial payments or the remuneration you are giving to your employees in turn of the work they are doing for organization is employee compensation. Employee compensation are categorized into direct financial payments and indirect financial payments. Direct financial payments are usually you are getting in the form of wages, salaries, incentive, commission, and bonuses. Indirect financial payments are the kind of financial payments which you are not getting directly, or probably these are not reflecting right away in your present salary. But these kind of things that gives you a benefit in future are indirect financial payments. If we need to establish pay rates, these are the different steps which we need to follow. First, we have to do salary survey. As a name suggests, salary survey, we have to survey the salary, how much other organization are giving to the same level or similar level. So we have to compare competitive organizations, how much they are giving, what are the market rates, and what are the government prescribed market rates. So salary survey is basically a survey that provide a specific wage rate for a specific job. That could be formal through a written questionnaire wherein you are asking incumbent or other job related person direct question, that means how much you are paying to your employees, and by doing salary survey formally you can get all the information filled in the form of questionnaire, or other than that you can have an interview as well for the same. Salary survey otherwise is very lengthy and difficult process. So to shorten this process, we can do benchmarking. Benchmarking is a process of anchoring employee pay scale into similar levels or grades, or we can arrange the job into relative worth. This is the slide wherein we can have a picture which is showing that incumbent is assigning the task, and if the incumbent or any of the person who is the superior in organization, if they are assigning the task, they are they are paying to their employee based on the kind of task they have assigned to their employees. Now the second step is we have to do job evaluation. Now this is the heart of this chapter, job evaluation. That means systematic comparison done in order to determine the worth of a relative job. For that, we have to identify compensable factor, which I have already discussed, is the fundamental compensation element of a job, such as skills, effort, working condition, responsibilities. So, more worst or more bad working condition, better you will be getting paid. Your efforts are more, your compensation will be more. And on the basis of that, you have to identify the need of job evaluation, where you want to use that information, choosing the evaluation committee, which is all based on government prescribed norms. We have to set up the evaluation committee who will be deciding upon for which level of employees how much we need to pay as a basic pay and which would be the variable pay. And after that, we have to do actual job evaluation. When we are doing actual job evaluation, it can be done by different methods. So here we are discussing different methods which are entitled for doing job evaluation. First method is ranking method. In ranking method, first you have to do is you have to obtain job related information. When you are obtaining job related information, this information is related to the level of job, the kind of responsibilities you have undertaken, and the kind of efforts you are putting in for a particular job. And at the second step, you have to select and group the job into similar classes or grades. And after that, you have to do you have to identify compensable factors. You have to select compensable factors. You have to rank each and every compensable factor based on the difficulty level. And at the end, you have to combine rating and ranking. When you have a combined rating and ranking, you will get the rate or the rank. On the basis of ranking, you can assign higher order or lower order compensation to that particular rank. Say for example, if you have done job evaluation on the basis of grades, so more so grade 1 probably will be getting paid on the basis of the value of that particular grade. Similarly, in the case of classes also, say for example, if somebody is placed at class 1 position, naturally the compensation of class 1 position will be more than that of class 2 position, and class 3 and class 4, and subsequently. So you have to consolidate a job into different classes or grades, and then you have to assign the ranking or rating based on ranking method. Next method is job classification method. Job classification method is a method wherein we are classifying our job into different groups or classes. Classes are the similar jobs where we can put together in similar classes. In grades, dissimilar job, but but similar kind of compensation we can put together in grades. So that's how we are assigning classes or grades, and then we are consolidating grades and classes, and we can provide or assign the compensation range to each and every class or grade. It is very important to note down that either you are categorizing your organization on the basis of classes or on the basis of grades. You cannot classify altogether on the basis of both classes or grades. You have to choose or select whether you are classifying on the basis of classes or grades. So this is the example. Say for example, this is grade 7. This is the list of nature of assignment which employee need to perform, and on the basis of that we have different level of responsibility, and on the basis of level of responsibility we are assigning the compensation range to grade 7 people who are having certain kind of nature of assignment and certain level of responsibility which they need to perform, and on the basis of that they will get the consolidated compensation range. Third method is called point method. As the name suggests, point method, we are assigning point value to each and every compensable factors. Let's discuss the steps of point method. Identifying the degree of which each compensable factor is present in the job. So naturally we have to identify or list down compensable factors, and we have to now award the point or degree to each and every compensable factor. Awarding points or degree means here we have to award the points or degree based on difficulty level. Say for example, if in your job your difficulty level is 1, so point value will be less. If your difficulty level will be more, your point value would be more, and ultimately point value will result into your compensation. Third is calculating the total point value for the job by adding the corresponding points of each and every compensable factor. So for every compensable factors, we have corresponding points. We can consolidate all those points, and after that we can assign the compensation value based on the point method. So these are the steps which we can discuss. First is determine the cluster of job. When we are determining the cluster of job, it can be through classes or grades classification. So first we have to classify our job into different classes or grades. Collect the job related information. Select compensable factor. Compensable factor selection is something which is important in this very method, because on the basis of selecting compensable factor, next step is we have to define compensable factor based on the level of difficulty or based on the degree of difficulty, and after defining or assigning the degree to each and every compensable factors, we have to assign the point value. Now this is the example. Say for example, level 1, here the point value which is assigned is 40, and that's how point value is getting doubled in each and every stage. So maximum point at the compensable factor problem solving or complexity in task you can get is 200, and the minimum points you can get in this very compensable factor is 0. Here they have again elaborated the example wherein if you have point value 1, that means you are doing job in which you have to understand rules and regulation, you have to just practice clearly prescribed norms, and that's how you have to perform task which is more clear. No complication in terms of data or statistical analysis is done. You have to just prepare the bill, or you have to just prepare prepare the data which is simpler data. Similarly, if we are talking about difficulty level 5, here in difficulty level 5 you just not need to just produce data, but you need to create data based on your based on your judgment, and that's how you have to do more complex data analysis, and you have to interpret data in a more complex way. That's why difficulty level is more, that's why the point value they have assigned is more. So this is again, here we have an example wherein there are three compensable factors which they have selected for the particular job. First compensable factor is decision making. Second compensable factor is problem solving. Third is knowledge. So at every level they have defined the degree. First degree point value is 41, second degree point value is 82, and that's how they have calculated point value for all three compensable factors. And that's how you have you can consolidated all these factors, and after that you can assign the pay range based on different 5-year plans which are currently running. Next is competency based pay. If you're not paying based on the simple job evaluation method, you can pay your employee based on the competencies or the unique skills they are possessing. So in competency based pay, you are actually paying somebody on the basis of skills or expertise they possess, not on the basis of regular compensation. Competencies are the unique or we can say specialized knowledge, skills or behavior that individual is possessing, and that leads to higher level of performance by individual. Thank you.